I'm here with the curator of the Alutta Continua exhibition, Lynn Abrahams. Thank you for joining us today. Can you tell us a little bit about the exhibition and what it's about?
So the exhibition is called Alutta Continua, and it documents and tells the story of the 1976 uprising, but specifically the Western Cape chapter. So more often, when people talk about the student uprisings of 76, they talk about Soweto and they talk about Hector Peterson. But in the Western Cape, there was a story to tell, and this exhibition tells that story.
So when we speak about the Soweto Uprising, why do you think that people only focus on the event of the actual uprising and they don't really focus on what happened in the aftermath in other places like the Western Cape?
So I think that in history in itself, there's a lot of what Dr. Busa calls unremembering of events and history. And also there is not necessarily a twisting, but I think history had a way of recording and telling a story from a particular angle. And in this case, it was told from a national angle and completely forgotten what happened in other parts of the country. And so I think not only with 1976, I think if you look at just our resistance and liberation history in general, you have certain events that's recorded, mainly events that is either related to a big name in the struggle, but not necessarily the stories of other people. And if we look at history, we have to tell the story, we have to tell the full story of what happened, the impact of it, and how that impact also affected other communities and people across the country.
So if you look at the actual exhibition, what are some of the standout pieces in the exhibition?
For me, I don't think that I have a specific kind of something that stands out. I think generally this entire exhibition stands out. I think that for me, it was about telling a story of 148 people and more who had died as a result of the student 76 uprisings of 1976. It is about giving voice to the many people who were part of our resistance and liberation history and who could never tell that story. So the exhibition in its entirety tells that story. It gives voice to thousands of people, not only in the Western Cape, but maybe also in other areas, people, young people, people who had been part of the student uprising since 76, people who have lost their lives. It tells that story, but it also acknowledges that in other parts or in all parts of the country, after the 16th June 1976, many other people across the country took up activism or protested in response to what happened in Soweto. And that impacted and had a huge impact on many people because many people lost lives. And I think that in itself, for me, it's what the exhibition is about.
And for the people who might be interested in visiting the exhibition, what can they expect to see?
So we've taken a multimedia approach to this exhibition. So we have photographs, we have newspaper cuttings, we've got objects, we have sound, audio, we have video. So there's a combination of things that makes up the exhibition. But we have art as well. So the exhibition in itself, maybe I must start here. The exhibition itself is called, the name is Alutta Continua. So for us it's about coming through, going through the struggle, but it's not about creating a space for nostalgia, you know, for people who are part of it to come in and be reminded. But it's literally trying to speak to people to say, like, you know, this is where we are. So the last section of the exhibition is, it speaks to 25 years of our democracy, so it uses the Bill of Rights and it juxtaposes our current challenges as a nation to that Bill of Rights.
So as I was walking through the exhibition, I was in awe at some of the pieces that are on display here. And I know a lot of people don't know the actual process of what goes behind making an exhibition like this. So what exactly was your process, and what research did you put into making this exhibition, and how do you choose which artifacts to put into the exhibition?
As a curator, at times we work independently. Although I've tried to bring in my colleagues from the other departments, so interdisciplinary, so colleagues from art, education, and our conservation and collections team to come together and to assist with this. But largely I was alone. I had a very limited budget to tell the story. Finding the photographs, it was really a struggle. But then I also posted out on my Facebook page and in my WhatsApp group, my social media, I've posted that I'm doing this exhibition. I've asked people if they have stories, if they have photographs, if they have T-shirts or whatever, those who want to be part of it and who want to contribute. So then I got an intern, a cat-sitter intern, Zandile, and then I had another person, so I had more hands because there was, you know, when you have a budget, there are, you have to produce within a certain space of time because there are implications for budget. So thanks for the opportunity, but I just wanted to, I thought I'll just mention as a last part that, you know, the exhibition is called Alutta Continua. It means the struggle continue, and the whole issue of why we've put together this exhibition. I spoke about the nostalgia. It was not only about nostalgia, but I think what we generally want to say is look at where we come from, look at 25 years of democracy, look at our challenges, and ask yourself, what is your role? Do you perpetuate racism? Do you perpetuate discrimination? Do you perpetuate all these kinds of things that actually takes our country a few steps back? Because it's not only about the providing water, sanitation, and all of that. It's more to that. We come from a country where we have serious issues with racism. And in our democracy, we continue to have the issues of racism. It's about heritage. Do we complain when our heritage is bulldozed, or do we stand up? Because the struggle continues. And that is the message to visitors, is continue with the struggle. We need more people to actually pick up the spear and continue with the struggle, especially our young people today. For me, what is sad also, if you look throughout 1976, I mean, people did not burn things that belonged to them. And today you find young people taking out the anger, burning things that they have to use and that other people have to use as well. So it is like, where do we find the balance? And this exhibition is meant then to have or to create a platform for that kind of discussion, and for people then to decide, where do I find myself? So, Aqeelah, thank you very much to your radio station for affording us this opportunity to not only showcase some of the work that we do as museums, but I think more importantly is the awareness that museums create in terms of where we come from, but also our role. So thank you very much.
Then thank you so much for speaking with us today and talking about the Alutta Continua exhibition. And I hope everyone will take some of the time to visit the exhibition.